Hello, welcome to September 20th, 2024. My name is Kurt, and this is my daily good life meditation. It's something that I do every morning, a little bit after waking up, to remember my life objectives and principles, those which I describe in my book, Going Alone. I also use the time to think about yesterday and last night, how I did with basically life in general. Did I make good utility of the day? Did I handle the challenges well? Was it did I squeeze the best that I could out of the time that I had? I recite the objectives of my creed so that I know what my plan is for today, what I'm after, and then I prepare myself for the day. And then I, of course, check to make sure that I'm ready to die should this be the end. Last night and yesterday, I slept all right. It was a good passage of night. A big fog bank came in way here inland in the middle of California. A big fog bank came in from the sea and blanketed this high desert at 4,600 feet with a cool atmosphere, which you can almost see out the window there. It's still kind of glowing out there as the sun starts to come up. Yesterday was a good day, although how do I say it tactfully? I feel like I've had enough. Enough of being here. There's nothing wrong with this place. This tiny house in the desert is spectacular, marvelous. Um, I'm like a man left behind. Well, the advance party, my wife and daughter, go forth and begin the new life, and I'm ready to join them. I'm also, uh, I've had enough of work. Not fed up in any way. Work is fine. Just, uh, I've lost my will. I'm still showing up to my meetings and I'm doing the best that I can. And I think I'm doing very well, as I always strive to do. But my heart isn't in it anymore. I'm finding myself increasingly just there, waiting for my little cues for what I can do to be of help, but no interest or investment. That's the word. No investment left in what's going on. Because what am I down to? I don't. What is it like? 52 work days left. Um, it's I've just moved on here in my head. Yet I'm not done. I've got time yet to go. So I have to show up every day. Oh well. Okay. So yesterday was like that. The body wasn't. I did my normal round of exercises yesterday. The body was a little less willing than it's been. For the most part, my body's been very cooperative in this feat of getting in shape and getting ready for Japan. But yesterday it was like, I still did it all, but I didn't do it with gusto. I guess that's to be expected. I'm 60 after all. I took the dogs to Julian. We had a good walk. Oh, there was one incident. There was one really that I found. I just found it interesting. I was walking the dogs, and I was at the Julian Beer Company, and there's a little walkway between the front where a lot of people are. It's probably the busiest store, busiest restaurant type of thing in Julian. It's always busy. They're open late, even when after all the other restaurants and stuff are closed. The Julian Beer Company is open. It's just a little out of town. Go up Main Street as you enter Julian, take a left, and it's about it's one street over on the left side of the street. And I go there every day, and I know people there. I know Garrett. He works there, very pleasant fella. And I walk there, and the dogs are very familiar with it. And we usually go through the front, and the dogs sniff and stuff like that. And there's a patio there, two patios actually. There's the little coffee shop there too, but the coffee shop is rarely open when I'm there. And there's a corridor, like I said, that goes down. And so the dogs wanted to go down the corridor, and I did, which is narrow. And then it led out into a place. And I noticed as I approached that there was a beautiful woman, um, just just dressed so beautifully, at my age for sure, and just beautiful dress and long hair, and I get to see her from the back. And it's not like I'm going around, oogling women, but you can't help noticing these things. And I noticed her on. I just appreciated her beauty, right, as I saw it. I thought, wow, there's a beautiful woman there. And she was with a man my age, and he was a big, strong guy, muscular, good shape. And they were sitting there, and as I approached the dogs very slowly and I went past them, the man engaged me in discussion. You know how it is sometimes when couples, I think they were on a date, possibly a first date. And you know how when the conversation kind of lags and you'll look for things in the environment to engage, right, to keep things going. Well, they picked me and they picked out the dogs and they decided to have a conversation with me and the dogs, which is just fine. I'm happy to converse with anybody. And we had a pleasant conversation about the dogs and a few other things. And as I started to move along, the man who seemed nervous, like he seemed anxious, like he was on a date with this very beautiful woman. Both, like I said, both of them my age, and I think he didn't seem like the conversationalist type. She did. She seemed erudite, if that's the right word. And I'm sorry, but he just didn't. So I don't know if that wasn't quite a match, right? I don't know. And I think he was struggling to keep up with that. Anyway, so as I started walking away, and I wasn't thinking about any of this, I observed it and just kind of pieced it in my head. As I walked away, that man, I said, I said, I hope you both have a great day and enjoy the rest of your evening. And as I started to walk away, the man piped up and said, you have a wonderful day, young man. I thought, young man? I'm your age. What are you talking about? And I don't know what that was all about. And from now that I mentioned this story, I don't know exactly why I'm sharing the story, but it stood out to me. I don't know that he saw, what do you got Rudy the dog's got a stick out of his butt. Stuck in the hair of his tail. I don't know what it is about that story that stuck out to me. And there's no challenge involved in that. There's nothing, I mean, challenge in terms of I have to deal with anything in my mind. I just found it interesting. I thought, am I a young man? Do I appear as such? And I don't necessarily feel. I felt like I was talking to my contemporary, right? Anyway, I thought that was an interesting story. Okay. Ricky from the Paprika Girl from the Japan Podcast Collective issued a challenge to the group yesterday to consider why we choose to live in Japan. Now, clearly I don't live in Japan now, but I will. And she said we had to exclude our familial connections. Well, I thought that was going to be an easy one to answer. Took half a day yesterday to think about it. I've got the answer. I may answer it tonight if I do a podcast episode for Stoic Poetry. All right, so that was pretty much yesterday. Nothing really special about it. Just straightforward work, dogs, attendance to duty, and the path forward. The creed consists of 8 objectives. Number 1, to be always ready to die, to have my affairs in order, my relationship sound, and my life's work complete. Number 2, to make good and effective use of my time, to not let my days flitter away or waste them. Number 3, to develop and maintain good and sound life principles. That's these 8 objectives and the attendant 35 principles. Number 4, to cultivate good emotional reactions, to react well to the challenges that step before me, that I find along the way, especially the ones that are hard. Number 5, to perform good actions. This means doing things and making decisions that further the case for virtue in the world, where virtue is defined as nothing more than activities and decisions that improve the well-being of thinking creatures, particularly those that can think and suffer. Then next is to recognize my true limits and true opportunities, so that I'm reaching after things that are within grasp, and not pining for things that are out of my reach, like forgetting to bring an umbrella in a rainstorm. Nothing I can do about that at the time. Just find a solution in the moment. And then lastly, to keep my balance. I feel like I missed one. Yesterday too. I'll have to check. I got the book over there. Anyway, as for today, it's a work day. I'll sip my coffee in just a second, have my breakfast. I've already walked the dogs. I've already fed the dogs. And then I'll get started in earnest. I have 3 or 4 meetings today. I'll tend to those, do all my duty. Off I go. I wish you all the best. Be safe, but not too safe. Take care.